hate at first sight. For 10 years, Dominic Moretti ruled the city with cold blood and iron fists. His name was whispered in back alleys and feared in boardrooms. A man made of silence, scars and shadows, the kind who smiled before breaking bones. He didn't ask for loyalty. He demanded it. He didn't make threats. He delivered promises in bullets and blood. But one name still made his jaw clench. Enzo Vescari. An old enemy. A rat with enough lives to survive every trap. The only man who dared to betray Dominic twice and lived to gloat. So that night, when Dominic found him alone and bleeding in a rain-soaked alley, he thought it was finally over. Dominic didn't raise his voice. He never needed to. He stood over Enzo like death itself, cigarette glowing in the dark, eyes colder than winter steel. He leaned down, speaking not with anger, but with conviction. You'll watch your empire collapse, Enzo, brick by brick, and when you scream for mercy, I'll make sure no one hears you. But fate has a habit of twisting even the most perfect endings. Because just as Dominic delivered his final warning, a sharp crack echoed through the alley. A slap. So hard, his head turned. He didn't move for a moment. Not out of pain, but shock. No one touched him. She stood in front of him like fire wrapped in silk. Young, fierce, unshaken. Long dark hair clung to her face from the rain, and her hand still trembled from the strike. She didn't speak to Dominic Moretti like a criminal. She spoke like a queen scolding a child. He's an old man, she said, and you think threatening him makes you powerful? You're just a coward with a crown. In that moment, Dominic didn't feel anger. He felt insulted, violated, and strangely, curious. She didn't know it yet, but she'd become something far worse than an enemy. She had become a target. He found her name within hours. Aria Vescari, 23, political science student, volunteer teacher, clean record, soft voice, sharp tongue. Every bit the golden child of the Vescari family, innocent in a world built on crime. But that slap, that look in her eyes, it stayed with him, haunted him. Not because it hurt, but because it didn't. He wasn't drawn to her beauty. He was addicted to her defiance. And that's why he didn't destroy Enzo right away. Because now, he wanted to break something else first. Her. Over the following days, he watched her. Not in love, but in obsession. Every smile she gave to someone else made his blood burn. Every time she walked freely through the city, he wondered how she dared. He began showing up, in places she least expected. A flower shop, a cafe, a charity event, always unannounced, always silent. And Aria? She tried to be brave. At first, she even mocked him. But the fear crept in slowly. The kind you feel in your spine, not your skin. There was something in his eyes, something that promised ruin, not just of her life, but of her mind. She began to dream of him, not as a lover, but as a shadow she couldn't outrun. He didn't threaten her. He didn't need to. His presence was the threat. One night, she returned home to find a single black rose on her doorstep. No note, no footprints in the dirt, just a reminder. He was watching. But then, something shifted. One evening, as she left a bookstore, he was there again, leaning against a car, coat swaying in the wind. She froze, heart pounding. He didn't move, didn't speak, just looked at her. And for the first time, he looked tired. Not of her, but of everything. Something flickered behind those eyes. A ghost of a man long buried. Aria felt it, and hated herself for it. That flicker of curiosity. That question no one should ask about a man like Dominic Moretti. Was there still a soul inside him? She turned away, but it was too late. The fear had changed. It had become fascination. And Dominic, he still hated her. He hated her for standing up to him, for seeing through him, for daring to exist in a world he thought he controlled. But above all, he hated how much he wanted her.